Welcome to another episode of A Brother with Questions. I am your guy, B. Period. Man, I hope y'all doing great today. I know I am. I am fresh off of the Podcast Summit 2023 put on by David Shands. Came back. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a little brighter today. Hopefully, shout out to my guy from Talking Dirty After Dark, Talking Dirty After Dark podcast. That's my cuz, my little cuz. He told me before. He said, "Man, your lighting bad. What up and out, cuz? Cuz, I hope I did a little bit better for you, man. Tried to learn a few tricks, put extra lighting in the building. So I hope y'all enjoy seeing a brighter me today." But let's get into this thing, man. Let's get into this episode today. So today, man, I wanted to come talk to y'all a little bit about, I always talk about things in the news, and today I want to talk about this Ron DeSantis and what he's doing with African American, the standards that they're changing for African American history. So the one that's really standing out for everybody, of course, is the comment where there's a part of the standard that at least suggests that children, or I should say slaves, benefited from slavery. Okay? So that's the concept, right? That's what we're working with. I know I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit, but slaves benefited from slavery. And so for me, I heard the conversation. The conversation is, here he goes again, right? Ron DeSantis is racist, right? that's the go-to on Ron. Ron, I tell you what, they gonna make Ron the racist if he stay hanging here long enough. But that's the go-to. And for me, I did my last video. I told y'all everything can't be racist, man. Everything can't be racist. So as I began thinking about this, I started to wonder. I say, well, why would anyone even want to suggest that? Because in my opinion, I'm gonna tell you, do I think that's the truth? I certainly don't think it's the truth. I think, did once slavery was over, did people certainly use farming as a way to make money because that was the skill that they were allowed to do? Of course, that is true. But to say that they benefited as a result of that, come on, man, you're stretching. You're stretching the truth. But as I began to think about that, I said, well, why would you go there with that? And as I began to reflect on some of the conversations related to history and related to, we've been talking about CRT, and, people are talking about being woke and the concepts related to that. A lot of that stuff is coming from a place where we're looking at how somebody feels, and based on how they feel, we are now making judgments about society today. And so when you talk about CRT, one of the things that they've been complaining about, and they say CRT's in the classrooms, and it's making some of the children feel bad because this, that, and the other. I'm a proponent. I haven't done an episode on this, but because we're only about 4 episodes. Well, no, we're 3 episodes in now, but it's gonna happen. I'm sure it's gonna happen. But I'm a proponent that, number one, I don't believe we've been talking about CRT in classrooms. I think that is a misnomer. I think there are teachers that have taken, I don't even think it's CRT, but there's teachers who have taken lessons too far. And as a result, perhaps, maybe they made some children feel bad. At least that's what their parents say. And so I'll take that. But if you are sticking to the truth, so slavery was a horrible event. There were events that happened once slavery was officially over that were horrible events. So if you're telling the truth, I don't care if it makes you feel bad. It's the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, they say. So if it hurts you, so be it. But if it's the truth, it needs to be told. As I'm thinking about this, and I'm taking it a step further, I'm thinking about right now, we're reacting. The whole internet is being driven based on feelings right now. There's a whole concept, right? For thousands of years, it has been said that there were 2 genders. But now, because of some people's feelings, now we are questioning whether or not we should be changing the books to currently reflect the fact that today people feel like it's just not that simple. And so I put that right in the same box as this concept of people feeling bad about what slavery was and trying to massage it to say there was some benefits related to it. I put it in the same box. And so when I think about this, this is not a Ron DeSantis problem. This is a problem that we're seeing across the board. So whether you are whatever side of the aisle you want to stand on today, across the board, we're making decisions. We're trying to influence society because people's feelings are being hurt by the truth. And for me, I'm looking at it like, y'all tripping. The truth is the truth. It's true that there's two genders. It's true that when I look at fossil evidence, it's going to identify who you are based on your fossils, based on your bone structure. Those things are true. It's the way that we've been able to establish every single scientific fact that we know today about people. Just like we know for a fact slavery was a horrible thing. People committed acts, horrible acts, destroyed entire cities based on feelings. And now today, because the harsh reality of those feelings are a little bit too much for some people, now we want to massage the history of it to make everybody feel accommodated. And that's that slippery slope that, for me, we just can't go down, man. There's a truth that we have to stick to across the board. And we can't run from it. The more we run from it, the more we're going to put society on a slippery slope of, I don't even know. Because if we're here today and we don't put these truths in check, where will we be in 10 years? What is it that my grandchildren are going to learn in school? That worries me, man. Because I'm already seeing today the children are confused, asking questions that 15 years ago they would have never asked. Some people say it's progress. I say, we need to watch this thing, man, because this is getting out of hand. And so I agree, we shouldn't have a generation that changes the concept of what slavery represented in America and across the world. It was not a benefit. It was never supposed to be a benefit. Nobody created it for the benefit of people, for the benefit of the slaves, I should say. It was always to the benefit of the people who controlled them. Those are the people who benefited. Because in most instances, even when you get out of the slavery, right, the benefit still goes back to the people who used to own them. Because now you probably are still working for them, but now you're just getting $2 instead of 50 cents. So you're still not benefiting in the true sense of the word. And so, you know, I hope we don't keep going down this path of feelings. As I was thinking about this, there was a correlation that I made. You know, I like to, you know, I talk about my faith a lot on this podcast, and the fact that it drives me. And so when I think about feelings, you know, it takes me back to Jesus. And so when I think about Jesus, right, everybody knows the story, right? Jesus got to a point, he did all of these things in his life, and he got to a point where the people said, this man is a liar. He is not who he says he was. And so because of a feeling, they took his life, put him on a cross with murderers and thieves because they felt like he wasn't telling the truth. And we all know how it ends, right? We all know how it ends. 3 days. He came back to represent what we already know. That he was the Messiah. He was the Son of God. He was his Father's child. And so the thing I love, it takes me back to one of the most known scriptures in the Bible. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And so when I come to you today, I want to stress something. I come to you out of love. Same love that God had for the people. Because I imagine too, God was in his feelings. God, I could imagine God was like, yeah, go on, son. Get your life, son. Mm-hmm. No, I can't imagine. I'd imagine he was in his feelings. And he was probably hurting too, that he had to give up his son in order to save the world. But what he understood, something that we seem to be missing right now. The truth. The truth is more important than how you feel. Because the truth is going to last today, tomorrow, and in the future. But how we feel may change tomorrow. So for me, the warning here is not that Ron DeSantis is a racist and everybody, quote unquote, around him are racist. The truth, the fact that what I want to get to is that we are afraid of the truth. Because sometimes the truth hurts. People get hurt by the truth. People's feelings are affected by the truth. But I'm here to tell you, I'm going to speak for me. Because that's all I can really do is talk for me. I tell you the truth out of love. I love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I love you enough to tell you what the truth is. I love you enough to hope and help you see what the truth is. And I know that it may hurt your feelings. But trust me, I'm talking to you out of love. The same love that God had when he was probably in his feelings. And he still allowed people to kill his son in order to allow them to see the truth. So I leave you with this, man, for the day. How long are we going to let our feelings dictate what we say? I'm done. This is your guy. B period, man. Like, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Until next time. Love y'all.